adjust their spacing and box out every chance they get. They cannot take this lead for granted. Dapat lamangan pa nila ang Letran. Bill, back to you.
Alright, that was our Samsung courtside update with Samsung. It's not that hard to imagine. Bong Escobar comes back to the game and using Jamal. He has not sat down and he doesn't want to. He has 14 points and 4 rebounds.
And I think this is already the score that he scored on their first game, or he only had 13 points, and we're just in the second quarter.
Now Letran was asking for continuation on that play. Instead, it would just be a non-shooting foul on Yusuf Al-Jamal, his second. And Sam Ekwe will return to action. Al-Jamal gets a well-deserved rest, and Aika Llave has the latest on Letran. Aika?
Extend the series. That is the chant of the Letran Knights and of the whole Letran community. Now, in order to do that, Letran should not let the Red Lions take any easy shots. But they have to keep their cool, though. Don't let the emotions get in the way. They have to showcase discipline basketball. Coach Shu reminded the team na iba ang tough defense sa rough defense. Offensively, Letran has to profit in every possession. The Knights should also have the desire to get a rebound and box out as well. Bill?
That was a Samsung courtside update with Samsung. It's not that hard to imagine. Ekwe trying his luck from the outside. 3-point shot by RJ Azul. He has a quick 6 points. Escobar. Everybody pouncing on the ball. Magay chases it down. Has it taken away by Guevara. Great blindside job there.
And you know that RJ Azul has stepped up big time in the second quarter. And they've got to keep on locating this man. He's already hot.
Dalawang sunod na presa ang pinukul niya. Big screen here. Paundo, he moves inside, lobs it up. It will roll out. Ekwe yanks it down. Ekwe continuing to do damage off the glass. 6 rebounds already. Escobar. Step back Jay. Ekwe fouled by Paundo.
Great timing on that defensive rebound from Sam Ekwe. This is the first foul of Brian Paundo.
Oji Minor for Paganas, and look at the applause that JR gets going back to the bench.
He has done so much for Coach Frankie Lim. Not just in getting the rebounds, but more for his presence inside that court, Bill.
Meligrito replaces Guevara. They're trying to knock out play once again. Beda does that so well. Stealing points off the inbound. By the way, if you want to know more about the NCAA, visit www.ncaa.org.ph. Cabonce bumped by Pagay. Beda with its 4th team foul. They're in the penalty with still 5:56 to go. Letran has 2 fouls. Red Lions are up by 12. We have a Samsung timeout. With Samsung, it's not that hard to imagine.
There once was a bone-thin girl who lived in a bare bones room. Oh, it'll be my birthday soon! She opened her closet to see, nothing to make her feel pretty. Her dress was shabby, and she unhappy. Oh, woe is me! I feel so crappy. Then through her tears, she did see a trinket all shiny, all bony, and absolute joy. But instead of a boy, she won the affections of a dingo named Roy. Silverworks.
Nahihiya ako.
Pa, si Rika.
Hi, Rika!
Oh, kain na! KFC fully loaded meal yan.
Tita, bakit di ko maubos? Uy, favorite ko to! Original recipe! Try mo yung soup! Mushroom! Uy, mashed potato! Brownie pa! Busog na yata ako.
The KFC fully loaded meal.
Buti na lang nag-fully loaded tayo.
57 years ago, Letran beat San Beda for the 1950 NCAA title.
Naalala mo pa yan,
Ano ka? Ikaw nagkikwento sa akin. Nico Quinday off to Hazul. Plenty of time to clock. Hazul cannot beat the double team. Melegrito starts his dribble, goes inside. Quinday. But there was a 3-second ball. Execution is the problem of Letran.
And Founder just wanted to get that leather. He's been asking for that ball and tried to attack Sam Ekwe.
Yes.
Pero hindi nga siya nabibigyan ng bola nitong white shirts of Coach Louie.
Daa replaces Cabonce. Now 4 of the 5 starters of Letran are back on the floor.
This is one of the things that Letran has for their checklist. But they've got to do a better job. Tito's transition defense.
Malinda missing the free throw roll there. They get the ball back and a fresh clock. 5:28 to go before halftime.
And I don't know if they noticed this. This is going to be a mismatch. Gamalinda versus Melegrito. But never mind, says Sam Ekwe. There's another mismatch on my part against Brian Faudo.
The equalizer has 4 points. 5 minutes and 10 seconds left. Azul starting to get frustrated. They need help in the backcourt. And now Melegrito will sit down. And Louis Alas cannot give his players time to warm up. You're either ready to play or you're not.
So after the 2 straight 3-point shots of RJ Azul, nilagay niya na agad itong si Ogie Minor. Just cannot afford to make RJ Azul really hot in this first half.
Dinunda missing a layup. Too concerned with the defense of Sam Ekwe. Magay likes this shot. Azul, poor foul by Minor and Frankie Lim. Really upset with that. First on Minor. But they are in the penalty.
The kind of discipline that coaches would want to emphasize every time. Walang susundot, walang susundot. He was not even gonna take that shot right there.
Oh no. Binky Fabis.
Of course, you know that Binky was one of those architects of a Letran championship. That was in 1999 and year 2000.
And Councilor Jerry now this guy can still play.
He's one of those point guards who poses up very well.
Oh yeah.
Councilor
We played against DZNM last week. Of course we won. Siyempre kasama namin Philip Cesar and Dindo Pumaren in the audience.
Part of that team with Ronnie Magsano, Eric Altamirano, Benji Paran. We all played before this Beda Red Cup.
And a turnover forced by Letran, and they've got to really start clamping down harder on defense. 34-22 is our count. Nine. Azul, long three. Off the iron and down. Azul, they're really making work for his points. Uh-oh. Wild pass. Kunday cannot keep it in bounds.
And you know what they're doing? It's an automatic double teaming effort on the part of RJ Azul. Every time he wants to attack that basket.
What they're doing is daring the other players.
That's right, oo.
Tirahan nyo kami kung kaya nyo. 12-point lead for San Beda. It's been that way for a while now. Minor, left alone.
That's going to be a good call. Standing his ground that time, but Brian Paulo.
And I think the foul will be called after the attempt. So it will be 2 free throws for Brian Faundo. Good break for Letran. Meanwhile, bad news for them. Yusuf Al-Jamal is back on the floor.
I really like it when Romy Manlapas calls this guy. He has made so much of a character from Brian Faundo. Very much
And
improved.
of course, a faithful Bedista, former Senator Rene Saguisa. Brian Faundo making it 34-24.
Of course, they're setting aside a lot of this game. They're all so excited.
Ball popping out. Bypass by Beda. Tangkal, short jumper. No!
What's this gonna be?
Going for an extra motion. Technical foul on him. And Da has to keep his head. He's not in the game.
Alam mo, hindi ko alam kung may kasamang asar dahil hindi na-shoot ng nila sa fast break eh.
There you go.
Well, I thought it was just a slight nudge. But nevertheless, they really have to control this ball game.
That is his third foul. He is replaced now. Alvin Cabonce comes back into the game.
Pero alam mo, Bill, kung hindi nila winarningan before the start of this game, that could have just merited maybe a warning from the referees. But they said nga, hindi sila magdadalawang isip in sending players out of this game. They've got to keep the sanity of this ball game, and that's what they're doing.
And we'd like to invite you to try the newest product from Go Nuts Donuts. Go Nuts Donuts Cupcakes, a unique combination of baked goodie and your favorite candy bar. Visit the newest Go Nuts Donuts outlet at the Araneta Bridgeway. Donuts Donuts, insanely delicious. And Alan Gregorio does not need donuts to go insane. Nagutom din ako. And of course, our favorite Inang Guro, Sonia Rocco, in the audience.
She's so happy that she's waving. She's waving to the crowd.
Oh yeah.
Ang alam ko,
So you better behave.
yung kanyang anak na si Roby studied law in San Beda. I don't know if the late Senator Raul also studied in...
And you studied lawlessness.
You were my classmate, remember?
Matanda naman ako. 35-24. Escobar trying to shoot over Tangkal. And the problem with some of the players of San Pedro is that they're trying to get their points. I guess it goes for both teams, especially with the score this low.
There's one thing naman na nakikita natin sa San Beda. They're trying to locate where the mismatches are and making life very hard for RJ Azul. Good thing Tangkal was there for transition defense that time.
Kundi, easy points na naman yun para kay OG Minor.
But the game has really slowed down, and this is the kind of tempo that Coach Louis would want to play. And RJ Azul getting involved in the offense.
He is just befuddled. Minor, easy bucket, nice pass.
I was just talking about it, and here they are running against the break for this big 13-point lead going to the last 3 minutes of the first half.
Doon na naman si Aljamal. Cabonce, Mauto, trouble, over Ekwe. It trickles out. Butilban and Guevara. That's not a law firm. They will check in after this Samsung timeout. Samsung, it's not that hard to imagine. 37-24, San Beda leads Letran.
Started as a dream. We all in. Converse on the feet. We all win. We all in. It's time to get in. Get in the game. So we on the fast break. Don't get in the lane. Make a wish. All I heard was the wish. It's close to half court, so they should have meant 6. But call it a 3. Call them the best. Call them way to call them the D. We all in. We all win.
Pop, it's pop, don't stop.
Pizza Hut's new Cheesy Pops Pizza. 24 pullable bites, popping with 3 cheeses.
Cheesy Pops, Cheesy Pops, Cheesy Pops.
Minutes and 46 seconds remaining before halftime. All the breaks have gone San Beda's way, and they have earned them as well. Letran 1 foul away from penalty. Egwe out in the middle of nowhere. Inside Minor against Guevara. Tough stand by Guevara, but Hermida pulls it down. Minor for three.
That was just speechless after that one. Talagang minsan kung swerte ka eh.
Egwe just erasing that attempt by Gilban.
And that's the beauty of having Sam Ekwe for your last line of defense.
Oh boy.
Pinadaanan ni Aljamal, sabi, sa'yo na yan, no? Hindi na ako foul.
Like an umbrella. Slow-mo brought to you by Smart, the power to lead.
Sam Ekwe just keeps on improving, partner.
Oh boy. Gilban has it stripped by Hermida, trying to beat the clock. Jamal sweeping the ball off the glass, 16-point lead. Jamal looking downstairs. Everybody's outside. Minor fouled by Gilban. Mismatch there.
It's very clear, the play of Coach Frankie Lim. Look for the mismatches.
Third foul of the Gilban. Once replaced by Kinday. And Dave Marcelo, Rookie of the Year, will come to the game for the Red Lions. Parang walang katapusan yung bench ng Thunder.
But you know, I also feel na Dave Macero deserves that Rookie of the Year.
Oh, yeah.
Pero very clearly, itong si Jonathan Banal could have had it also. Maganda rin ang pinakita ng, of course, Jonathan Banal for rookie.
Jamal has it poked loose by Kinday, but they call a foul on him. That will send Jamal to the free throw line. Choco Weber, a former San Beda Red Line. By the way, we were talking about Senator Raul Rojo earlier. He did go to San Beda. In fact, he composed their hymn.
Saan mo nakalimutan yung classmate si Senator?
Ganon. Patay ka mamayang gabi. 41-24. I can wait until 10:30 to get even. Now, partner, who do you expect to start working for Letran? Who do you need to contribute if you're Louis Alves?
Well, you know, Frankie Lim talked about Ray Guevara, and Ray Guevara has not been given the chance to score here, at least here in the first half. And Faundo will have to do his thing as well,
Yes.
but he's got to get that ball where he wants it.
Yes, perimeter jump shot has not been given to him today. Foul, by the way, was on Marcelo, his first, but they've been in the penalty for quite a while, so Kirkland Rosario will get a chance to earn his first points from the free throw line. Scoring has been stagnant for Letran. They've only scored 12 points in this quarter compared to 15 for San Beda. San Beda routinely averaging 88 points being against other teams. But to their credit, they have also limited Letran's output.
You know, those guys who are scoring for Letran are those guys not really noted for their offensive partner.
Yes. Split from the line. Beda wants a post-up play. He's not going to get it. Escobar left wide open. It rattles out. Falls into the hands of Minor. Honda takes it away. By the way, if you want to watch this game again, we have a replay at 8 p.m. on Sky Cable, Channel 61. Then Rosario to follow that. That's his shot. Well, it's better to be lucky than good.
Minsan, kala mo na pa.
Beda on a break. Al-Jamal just threw it up against the glass. Marcelo knocked out of bounds by Guevara. Everybody struggling to contain that basketball. 30 seconds to go.
Itong koponan ng San Beda, everybody was being fielded in by Coach Frank Lima, just aggressive both in offense and defense. But you can feel right away that they want to make life hard on the defensive side para dito sa Letran.
Yes.
Even Dave Marcelo, we talk about Gomez Cubal, although Gomez Cubal only has 2 points.
Warning on Yusuf Al-Jamal. Unsportsmanlike behavior. That's unusual. Menor. Over Guevara. Off the iron down. Ondo with another rebound. He has been excellent today. 5 boards. Guevara. Ondo puts it on the floor. Goes up strong. Goes in.
It's quite deceiving, to see Brian Ondo. He might think it's just slow, but he knows what he's doing inside the court. Only 2 seconds. He's got to take the shot. He's Yusuf Al-Jamal.
And Yusuf Al-Jamal finishes a great first half for San Beda. Let's see if the referees will count it. They want to take a look at the replay to see if the ball was still in his hands. That's the slow-mo angle, and let's take another look at it. Yes, it had already left his hands when the buzzer sounded, so it will count. 43-29, San Beda. We'll be back with all our halftime stuff. Stick around. This is NCAA basketball.
Imagine a millimeter and the difference in style it can make. With the ultra-stylish new Samsung Ultra, it's not that hard to imagine.
Kaya mo yan! Kaya mo yan! Time to chuck your old male facial cleanser. New Trix Exfol Cleanser. Harder on pimples, tougher on oil. Thanks to its micro-exfoliating action. Trix Exfol Cleanser. More than your usual male facial cleanser. Mula sa Splash.
Ito na pala yung mag-blow out. I'm so hungry. Mag-order pa
pizza. Thank you, ma'am. Enjoy your meal.
Guys, mag-i-ATM muna ako.
Don't worry, Pizza Hut's Big Shot meals are only 99 pesos per person.
JRU and Chris Cayetano, another member of the management committee from Jose Rizal University. Now to award the winners in 5th place with a photograph entitled David and Goliath from the Manila Bulletin, Bob Dungo. In 4th place, with a photograph called On Bended Knees from the Philippine Daily Inquirer, August de la Cruz. In 3rd place, with a photograph entitled Luksong Tinik from Tumbok, Edwin Bellosilio. This year's runner-up in 2nd place with a photograph called Human Sandwich from People's Tonight, Raul Guerrero. the 2007 NCAA photo contest with a photograph called Backstroke from the Manila Bulletin, Antonio Pronilla. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the 2007 NCAA photo contest. We will be back with the second half of Game 2 between Beda and Letran.
We're coming to you live on Studio 23 from the Big Dome, and it's Game 2 in the final series between Beda and Letran. And at halftime, the score is 43-29 in favor of Beda. Now, will Beda end the series today, or will Letran live to see another day? Well, we'll find out in the second half of this amazing ball game. But before that, let's have some school spirit first from the Beda Cheerleaders Association, followed by the Letran cheering squad in the Samsung Cheer Dance exhibition. With Samsung, it's not that hard to imagine.
Let it
43-29 is our score. It's been a San Beda kind of ball game so far. The Red Lions hoping to end everything today and claim their first back-to-back title since 1978. And if you'd like to know more about the history of San Beda, especially their title run last year, you can read A Time to Roar, which my lovely assistant is showing you right now. It's written by Coach Jude Roque, and with a foreword by former Senator Rene Sagisag. It has a lot of historical data also on San Beda's basketball history. All the proceeds from the book will go to San Beda's basketball program, as if they need it. By the way, our halftime stats, field goal shooting numbers, not too healthy for Letran. And look at the rebounding difference, partner.
That's right. You know, if there's anything na kailangan talaga nating emphasize, Letran will have to do a better job in rebounding in this ball game for them to get a better chance in winning this one. Look at the rebounds. Look at the assists. Turnovers, walang masyadong problema. And because of the rebounds, they had 37 attempts. And that's just too high for a first half number.
All right, let's look at the leading scorers. Is there any doubt who is leading the charge? In the first quarter alone, he had 12 points. Now he has a total of 17 inside, outside, from the free throw line. Yusuf Al-Jamal. And just one spurt in the second quarter, RJ Azul leads the way for Letran with 8 points.
That's right. Yung 8 points niya na yun yung pinag-uusapan natin, that he was not really involved in Letran's offense. But when he woke up, ito naman si Coach Franklin made his adjustment, put a bigger guy on RJ Azul, and that's Augie Minor.
All right, now let's go to our guest panelists today. And Kelvin, how would you grade Letran in the first half, and what do they have to do in the second half?
Well, so far, they got no rhythm right now. Letran is being tentative, they're hesitant, they're not attacking. You know, the intensity's gone to a up to a down. So I think for second half, in order for me to be successful, they got to attack more and get some fouls. Try to get Ekwe out of the picture and Al-Jamal, but it's just tough right now. Al-Jamal's playing great. He's just dominating both ends of the court.
All right, thanks a lot, Kelvin. And now, on the other side of the fence, let's talk to Alex Angeles. Alex, ano ba ang kailangang bantayan ng San Beda para hindi na makahabol ang Letran?
Actually, kailangan nilang ilimit yung errors nila para hindi na magkaroon ng chance pa yung Letran makahabol. Then si Azul, lalo pa nila dapat tindihan yung depensa dahil alam namin natin na si Azul wants to take a big shot. So, kailangan nilang i-deny kung hanggat maaari yung bola sa kanya.
Alright, we're about to begin the second half of action. Thank you, gentlemen. 43-29. Bill Velasco here with Alan Gregorio, Pia Boren, and Aikal Llave, bringing to you Game 2 of the NCAA's Seniors Basketball Final for Season 83. The Red Lions lead the series 1-0 and could end it all today. Now, Dino Da back on the floor, being given a chance to redeem himself, taking on Sam Ekwe. Scooting in for a layup, but missing completely. A danger signal also for Letran, yung mga katulad ni na Pong Escobar, hindi pa gumagawa masyado.
Yun na nga, actually, yun nga nagpapahirap sa buhay ng Letran dito. Those guys na pinaghandaan nila are not really the ones who are killing them.
Escobar, there's a switch. Van allowing a three-pointer from Al-Jamal, barely beating the shot clock. Azul trying to get into the paint. Van open for three. That's his shot. Too long. Dive. Trying to put it back up. He is blocked. Really pushing Ekwe under the basket, so he will not be able to get the rebound.
And those are the kinds of contributions that they expect from Dino Da.
Fourth foul on Dino Da. That is a very, very big development for the Knights. Azul trying to bother Beda. Easier said than done.
Exactly.
Sometimes I wonder if Borgi is faster with the basketball than without it. Ekwe sweeping his hook shot towards the ring. Minor.
Talagang agresibo sila even on the offensive board. Minor not really known for his offensive rebounding.
11 offensive boards for San Beda so far. And you notice even the passing of Letran is not as crisp as Da from outside. That may work.
Da will have to take more of those kinds of shots and bring out the defense of Sam Ekwe.
There's a switch. Minor now has Azul on him. Bowling him over, firing. 47-43. Minor doing a little bit of everything today. He has 11 points.
And you know that their confidence level is just too high in offense. Still a 14-point lead. And everybody's scoring for Team San Beda.
And the Letran Knights need somebody to charge them up. Da, stopping, switching, swatted on the clock, on the buzzer.
21-second shot clock violation.
Ryder replaces Dino Da, who's in danger of fouling out, and major development for Letran.
Yung mga kailangan talaga nila sa game na to are the ones who are in foul trouble. Good thing for Azul because he has held on to his 2 fouls. But one thing with the defense of San Beda against Azul, sometimes they put a big man, sometimes they put Ermita and put Azul there to post up. So pag pumuposte si Azul, hindi nakakaposte yung mga big men ng Letran. Hindi yung laro na gusto nila.
Al-Jamal continuing to do the damage, and let's find out what Aika Java picked up from the dugout of Letran. Aika?
It was a slow start for the Knights, but not to fret. Letran still has plenty of time to hustle up and get back in the ballgame. The Knights will have to be decisive at all times and never be hesitant. Puso ang kailangan natin ngayon. Kailangan natin pumunta sa strike natin, and that is our defense. So we want more aggressiveness in our defense. We have to deny them off the basket, and we have to bring out our A game. Huwag natin masyadong pasahin ng San Beda. Pahirapan natin sila and finish this game strong. We have the Nagongariba running in our base, and let us all take pride in that, Bill.
That was our Samsung courtside update with Samsung. It's not that hard to imagine. By the way, the NCAA would like to thank the San Beda Alumni Association for sponsoring the 2007 NCAA Photo Contest. Third foul was called on Sam Ekran. 49-35 is our count. Guevara, nice crossover. He's tripped by Minor.
115, RJ Minor is third to the Red Lions.
Third foul on Minor, so some little problems developing for San Beda with their starters. 14-point difference. So, screen by Kindait short.
Only one chance for Letran to be missing those shots.
Tilban called for a holding foul. Disagrees with the call, of course. Second foul on Letran.
That happened in front of our referees.
Fourth foul on Tilban as well. And
Letran Knights
call a Samsung timeout. And Samsung, it's not that hard to imagine. San Beda is sitting on a 14-point lead.
This portion is brought to you by Smart, the power to lead.
Sari-saring sulit, sari-saring kwento. Pag-reporter, dapat laging ready. Ayos na? Kaya lagi kong bitbit ang token text ko. Ano? Wala ka pa rin signal? Buti na lang, naka-token text ako. Kahit malakas ang bagyo, lagi kong maaasahan ang lakas ng signal ng token text. O ha? Para sa akin, pinakasulit ang token text. Tamaan man ako ng kidlat.
Catch Sony's Cool Adventures exhibits in Manila, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao at the following venues and get a chance to win a 70 inches SXRD in the Sparkling Kicks raffle promo. Sony, intensely like no other.
Steve, honey, sure ka may food ka dyan.
Buti na lang may no-cook Lucky Me chicken sotanghon na sa Earth. Super sarap chicken sotanghon taste. No cook, no hassle.
Steve, pare, yung kay Bart, first na...
Chillax.
That was the last team to lose game 1 of the finals and come back and win the title, and they're hoping to do that today, but they are down by 14 with 6:07 to go in the third quarter. A couple of new faces on the floor. Alvin Cabonce returns for Letran, and Bam Bam Gamalinda for San Beda. Baseline inbound for the Red Lions. Escobar. Asking for somebody to pop out so he can flash to his spot on the floor. Gamalinda inside to Al-Jamal against Paulo. Kicks it out. There's Escobar. Open look. Big three-pointer. Let's go quickly now to Pia Boren. Pia?
Yes, Bill. Now this second half, they are anticipating a strong attempt at a comeback from Letran. They need to be vigilant and keep attacking. It can only get more intense from here. Coach Frankie expects a 4-0, 6-0 run from the boys, and he wants them to be ready for new offensive and defensive patterns that he has yet to call. Bill, back to you.
All right. 17-point advantage now. Letran not being given too many second attempts, and I'm not really seeing a lot of intensity on the part of Letran at this stage.
It's because they're missing their shots and they're not getting the second chance points. While on the other hand, a lot of extra passes para dito sa koponan ng San Beda.
Gamalinda working on his own. And they milk the clock. Opportunity for Letran. Rialas rooted to the spot in front of his bench. Frankie Lim, the other end, casually pacing up and down. No cause for alarm yet. See the score on your screen.
Still a lot of time. We're only in the third quarter, and it's not really time for them to push the panic button with still 5 minutes, Bill.
But they have to set a goal for themselves. I'm talking about Letran. Cut the lead down to maybe 8 or 10 points. Monse trying to shoot over Ekwe.
Well, you know, the presence of Sam Ekwe is just making them change their shots.
Ekwe already has 10 rebounds and 3 blocked shots. And Beda's open. It's long. Azul trying to get his game going. Paulo against Al-Jamal. Azul. There you go. He has a quiet 11 points.
Every time we want to talk about RJ Azul, it's just on cue and giving us another 3-point shot. But now it's just 14 points.
Letran really has to play some shutdown defense starting now. Escobar, Beda, Ekwe. Long hook shot. Azul trying to push it up. Lead is 14. Azul crossover. He's bumped. He will take 2. Smart player. Went up for the shot after he heard the whistle. First on Gamalinda. Only 3 on San Beda. Letran has 2.
And every time Azul scores, no? Puro talagang tuloy-tuloy, ano? Yung kanyang nagiging puntos after taking that 3-point shot. Ito, 2 free throws.
Meanwhile, we have Dino Daa coming into the game despite 4 fouls. You know, wala ka na talaga mahihingi kay Azul. Trying to do everything, but you know, he can't do it by himself. Only he and Paulo are in double figures for Letran.
And with this 5 straight points, with this impending shot of RJ Azul, we expect San Beda to again make an adjustment, but he misses that second one. He's got a total of 12 points.
Push is called on Yusuf Al-Jamal. That will be his 3rd. And that will put San Beda in penalty.
So this is the kind of defense that I've been saying. It's now Gamalinda taking the change up to a zone defense. Oh, this is going to be big.
He's out of this game.
This is going to be big.
I think the crowd senses how big that ball was.
These are the kinds of players who should not miss the 4th quarter of a championship game.
3:29 to go in the third quarter, and Gino Da is banished from the game. They struggle for the ball. Guevara pulling it out. Shovels a pass, tipped away by Hermida. Azul trying to create. To Paundo. He's fouled and makes it. Sometimes you need a tragedy to turn into one.
The Paundo is capable of making those kinds of shots.
Nice look here from Azul. Paundo making sure he finished the play and get the contact. You saw that once again on our slow-mo, brought to you by Smart. The power to lead. Paundo missing the bonus. Very unusual 5 on the floor now for Letran. Out of the game, the forced to adjust. Pellegrino has been in and out of the lineup. Long one from Jamal. Hermida tries to save it and stumbles into some photographers.
And this was the thing you were saying a while ago, no? Kailangan lang maibaba nila to about 8 or 10 points going to the fourth quarter, and we have a ball game.
Cautionary timeout by Frankie Lim, brought to you by Samsung. With Samsung, it's not that hard to imagine. 52-41. Still an eternity of basketball ahead of us.
Started as a stream. We all in. Converse on the feet. We all win. We all in. It's time to get in. Get in the game so we don't break. Come get in the lane. Make a wish. All I heard was the wish. It's close to half court, so they should have meant 6. But call it a 3. Call them the best. Call them way to call them the D. We all in. We all win.
Nahihiya ako.
Pa, si Rika.
Hi, Rika. Oh, kain na.
KFC fully loaded meal yan.
Tita, bakit di ko maubos? Uy, favorite ko to. Original recipe. Try mo yung soup. Mushroom. Uy, mashed potato. Brownie pa. Busog na yata ako.
The KFC fully loaded meal.
Buti na lang nag-fully loaded tayo.
And Father Pete Nova, of course, as always, with a smile on his face. And who wouldn't smile if the team was always winning? 52-41, Letran with a chance to cut the lead down to a single digit with 2.5 minutes to go. This is the time that Letran needs to strike. Azul going to Cabonce. He needs to hit the shot. It's short. Guevara out jumping everybody. And that is where Letran's strength is, following their own missed shots.
Guevara, as I told you, is a special mention of Coach Frankie Lim. One of those hard workers for Coach Louis Alas. There's going to be a blocking foul right here called on Melegrito.
That will put them in the penalty. 2:09 to go. Third quarter.
Well, I know Coach Louis will have to be very happy with this development. If they're making a headway to this big Beda lead.
Well, a couple of more stops and they're back in the game. As of now, they're still within arm's reach. Lob it inside. Al-Jamal has been quiet. Stripped by Melegrito. Getting past Escobar. Around the referee. Going up strong. Short. Almost short on the layup.
Don't look now. This is just a 7-point lead.
Hermida trying to break down the defense. Missing the layup. Guevara, wild pitch ahead to Melegrito. Nobody home.
And this is the kind of energy that we've been expecting from the Letran hopefuls. Just a 5-point lead, 1-30 here.
Parang nalingat lang yung San Beda ng konti.
Oo.
The lull before the storm, tapped away by Melegrito.
You know, they cannot fall into the trap of knowing they're going to win this game, even if Dino Da is already out of this game.
Another lucky 3-point shot from Yusuf Al-Jamal. Pati siya parang hihimatayin na sa pressure, partner.
Pangalawang beses niya na ginawa yan dito sa laro na to. So, parang hindi chamba. That was just a big shot from Yusef Al-Jamal.
Sabihin niya, sadya to, sadya.
Dalawang beses ko na ginagawa, pinag-uusapan niyo pa rin ba hanggang ngayon kung samba o sadya.
Pero tingnan mo siya parang, ay salamat, nakashoot din. Slow-mo brought to you by Smart, the power to lead. Yusef Al-Jamal, 22 points, but only 5 in this quarter. Al-Jazul taking his time. Another big galvo of Letran. You can bet that he's praying.
So there's just a lot of priests in this game.
Sabi ko nga, para walang manggulo, sabihin nila, magugulo kayo after the game, magro-rosaryo kayo na 10 peso. Para panagutan nyo yung ginawa nyo, magugulo.
6 na lang to, Bill!
52 seconds to go. Couple of more stops and it's going to be a real thriller here at the Big Dome. And Beda, will he break it down? No, he'll use the clock. Ekwe posting up. They've got to pass it in, but he tops out. Menor hanging in the air. There you go.
They know when to drive in. They know when to take the three-point shot. A lot of extra passes that time for Team San Beda.
The lead is back to 8 points, but remember, it was biggest at 17. Azul for 3. It's off. Everybody leaping for it. It will stay with Letran.
It's going to be a good call. Last 12.1 seconds of the third quarter.
And, you know, Coach Frankie Lim is signaling to the boys, pull it down. Don't just try to tap it. Lalo na kung lamang kayo sa pwesto.
Saka tulad ng last time lang, nag-agawa ng bola si Ekwe at saka ito si Al-Jamal.
Tama. Hindi ang kaamuya. Neligrito. Off. They've got enough time for one long heave. No!
After 3 quarters, it is 57.
I'm telling you, that would have brought the house down.
For the San Beda Red Lions.
And some of the
balik na.
San Beda players,
Hindi pwede. Sayang eh.
some of the San Beda players are reacting to what they felt was an extra motion on the part of Neligrito, shoving Ermida to the floor after that last play.
And you know, even Coach Frankie should keep his cool. He's up by 8 points, going to the final 4th quarter of this championship.
57-49. Will this be the last quarter of the NCAA?
You're getting a first look at the new season of your NCAA with Samsung.
Imagine TV Reborn that gives you the luxury of space. With Samsung Slim Fit, it's not that hard to imagine.
Your car's engine performs at its best when it's clean on the inside. Caltex with Techron is unbeatable at keeping your engine clean and free of deposits left by some other gasoline. Giving you more power and acceleration when you need it most. Choose Caltex gasoline with the unbeatable cleaning power of Techron.
Pop! It's pop! Don't stop!
Pizza Hut's new Cheesy Pops Pizza. 24 pullable bites. Jesus.
Cheesy Pops! Cheesy Pops! Cheesy Pops!
Go one-on-one with your favorite NCAA Season 83 stars in 20 seconds timeout.
Manalo ko sa loto. I'm gonna give half the money to my mom and to my family and the rest will be all mine. Bibili ako ng bike para may bahay na ako. Tour around the world siguro. Siguro tatayo ng sarili kong school. Depende kung magkano.
You just played ball with another NCAA Season 83 baller, courtesy of Talk and Text. Sa Talk and Text, gumagaan ang live.
Letran missing a fast break opportunity.
First one on the clock.
And instead giving up a foul on Caponce after they had forced the turnover. Fourth quarter underway. Let's check in with Kelvin De La Pena. Some last-minute prescriptions, Kelvin.
Well, Letran had a better half this half. Now it's gut check. Either they want it or they go home. They played zone the whole time. They're playing defense, so it's a good half for them. Melagrito had a good half. They just got to be aggressive, keep this intensity going, and they just got to keep fighting. This is a championship game, so they got to leave it all out on the court.
All right, now we'll hear from Alex Angeles. Alex, medyo nabawasan yung lamang ng San Beda. Dapat pa ba silang kabahan o tapusin na kagad to?
Nung third quarter, medyo nag-relax sila sa defense nila. Kumbaga, nung first half, San Beda yung may fast break. Nung third quarter, nabaliktad ang sitwasyon. So, kailangan bumawi lang sila ngayon ulit sa kanilang depensa. And yung mas cool na head sila dapat, lalo na tight yung depensa ng Letran.
Dangkal, flat off the iron. Ekwe pulls down the rebound. 57-49, the lead is 8 points. Nothing has changed since the fourth quarter started.
But you know, it was really a great third quarter for Letran. Can they hold on to that onslaught?
Al-Jamal fouled from behind by Melagrito and will send the departing Red Lion to the free throw line. 2 fouls on Letran. San Beda still clean. 8 and 55 to go. Will this be the last 8 minutes and 55 seconds for this season? And will San Beda be able to repeat? Pero Marta, medyo pagod na rin to si Yusuf Al-Jamal. Can you imagine all the minutes he's played and all the pressure in this game?
And of course, you've got to remember that he played 15 straight minutes from the first half, from the first quarter to the second quarter.
Now for Letran, no more runs. They cannot allow San Beda to get off on a tear because they may not be able to come back. Letran is a team that plays in short spurts. Melagrito. Travel.
Well, he hesitated that time. He had the shot. I felt Melagrito should have taken that one. But I don't know if Sam Ekwe was looking at him straight up that made him decide against that shot.
Medyo hindi gaanong nabababad dito si Melagrito. He'll be sitting down. Azul returns. Pressure in the backcourt. Al-Jamal almost lost it. Escobar. Minor has an open lane. And a foul.
And you know who's the best finisher of this squad. You're talking about Haji Minor. Another textbook fast break and a great pass by Pog Escobar to make this an 11-point lead once again for San Beda.
No look pass from Escobar. Second foul on Brian Hondo. Slow-mo brought to you by Smart, the power to lead.
Alam mo, nagdalawang isip itong si Faundo kung magdo-draw charge siya, pero iniwanan na lang niya sa area ng gano'n. That was what made the referees decide that it was a batting contact and a 3-point play para dito kay Ogie Minor.
Just like that, it is a 12-point lead. Now they need Azul to start producing, but they need to give him some help to get open. Hondo over the smaller Al-Jamal, swatted by Ekwe. They try to retrieve it. No, it goes to San Beda. Via Boren, what's the latest word on the Red Lions?
More important than execution, more important than boxing out is composure, especially for Al-Jamal. Coach still needs the run that he's been looking for. He's just not content with how the Red Lions are performing because the last quarter, it'll only get worse from here. So kailangan, they need to go back to their strength, which is running to beat Letran zone.